Yeah. Let's get it.
Welcome to Man's Edition, presented by Creative Emotion. I hope you guys have been having an amazing week. I'm Chef Wilson. If you haven't, I've been having one for you. We have an amazing topic today that's dear to our heart, and especially one of the brothers on the platform today. So we're going to be talking about standing up and being counted. Now, I'm Chef Wilson, and you know how I do. Now, no one can introduce themselves better than themselves. So I'm always going to start from my right. I'm going to start with this amazing brother down here. Can you please tell the people who you are and a little bit about yourself?
Yes. I'm. You can call me Brother Ezra. Okay. I go by scripture. Okay. No matter how I'm feeling, I got to go by these scriptures. Okay. That's what I do. So, trying to bring some understanding with that.
Yes,
Brother Ezra.
Okay. And the brother sitting right next to him, I think, no stranger to anyone.
How y'all doing today? I'm Lee Polo, a.k.a. Leon, a.k.a. Lee, a.k.a. I'm just in the building today as a life coach, lifestyle development coach. We're going to get to some real serious topics today, and I'm glad to have you be on this panel with these brothers.
All right. And to my left, another amazing brother.
Yes. How y'all doing? I'm Brother Randy X. Thank y'all for having us again one more time on this main edition of Stand Up.
And then next to Randy, well, you know a stranger, but familiar face.
I appreciate the nod again, Chef.
There you go, we're going to get you right.
There we go, Chef.
All right. Yeah.
All right. I'm Mr. Wright. Thank you for the nod again, Mr. Chef. Appreciate the invite. I'm not always wrong, though. But I've been married. And that's the reason why I've been married for 17 years. Not to Mrs. Wright for that. You understand what I'm saying? So, student to the game. I'm glad to be around some greats and some great brethren around here.
Oh, thank you.
No doubt.
So we're not going to waste any time. Now, these two brothers said I happen to work with both of them. And I had been doing a little writing, and I first ran into Mr. Wright. And we had a brief conversation. We always have amazing conversations. They be brief.
No doubt.
And he kind of told me what was on his heart. And I said, man, I was just thinking about that. And then not even an hour later, I spoke with Corey, same thing. I said, we got to do this, both of them. So since I spoke with you first, and it seemed to be kind of like your baby also, so we're going to let you birth this thing off, start it off, and then we all just going to join in.
All right.
Mr. Wright.
So, what was, just jump right into it, what was on my heart and mind, just speaking to the things that I've seen over the last, 10, 20 years, just the change in society, and where the male role figure is laying within the last decade or two. So there has been topics like you brought up at the onset before we started the show, about Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. Everybody's been seeing that and how, everything's out in the open. I wanted to do this real quick, if you let me.
Go ahead.
Myself and my cousins, we were gifted with speaking in music, all right? And my daughters, my two beautiful daughters, Maya and Amelia, they follow suit. The fruit don't fall too far from the tree. So they do the same thing, right? They speak and song to each other, right? So, look, James Brown said, this is a man's world, right? But it's nothing. It's nothing. It means nothing without a woman or a girl, right?
It means nothing, right?
So there is, and this segues to another one. The fact is, and still remains, Jill Stott said this, we need you.
Right.
Man, brother, you know what I'm saying? We need you. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Grandfather, father, uncle, we need y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the male figure is being obliterated, for the lack of better words.
Right,
You
right.
understand? I mean, through media, through your commercials,
Every aspect of life.
Every aspect. Thank you, brother. So I wanted to really pick you guys' brains, because y'all are some intelligent brothers, you know what I'm saying? And y'all are secure within yourselves. let's chop this topic up and unwrap it.
I'm feeling.
Right.
What you got to say there? Because I've heard.
I like what Mr. Wright's saying, because when you look at it, right, you know, unfortunately in our community today, we don't really grab each other as brothers. We don't grab on each other's arms when we don't know each other. So it's unfortunate. So like how he's saying, when you want to really be a man, you being a man really solo or in these subgroups.
Yeah.
Versus being a man out, you know, in the front,
Right.
where I might see the brother and say, "Hello, how you doing?" We very rarely, especially as black men, we very rarely speak to each other unless we in some type of weird situation,
Facts.
or weird, something going on weird. And it's time for us to start unwrapping that and say, "Hey, how you doing, brother?"
Yes,
because
sir.
as you speak, you see the energy, you feel the energy, you change how you move, and that's for me, that's one of the biggest things I do. I like to speak to people. So I can get that energy, I can get that feel on you.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we can't be in a room all together, none of us speaking. We are already like 30% of the population.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That mean I ain't seeing a lot of y'all. I'm in certain environments.
Right.
So when I see, I wonder, hey, what up? How you doing, brother?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Corey,
I agree.
Brother Ezra.
Brother
I'm
Ezra,
sorry.
brother Ezra. I got you, brother.
Okay.
I'm feeling you. Come on, bring it in.
Pick each other up. Yeah.
What y'all talking about is in the scriptures, bro. A lot of people don't believe in the scriptures because they question who wrote it, when it was written, and all that. I don't care about none of that, bro. They wrote a blueprint. Whoever, I don't care if these people were polka dot with stripes in the middle. They wrote a blueprint, bro. And it's happening the way it is right now. There's no way you can tell me that these people a long time ago wrote about something that's going to happen now to a certain people, how they're going to react to it, how they're going to think about it, and all that other stuff. You can't tell me that somebody planned that. You can't plan the way I think.
Right.
It's free will. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But these guys has written it down, and they broke it down to the point where if you follow these scriptures, you understand exactly what's going on right now.
That's true.
Exactly what's going on right now.
That's true.
I'm not gonna pretend like I have like 100% understanding of the scriptures. I probably, out of 100%, I probably have about 15 or 20%. But that 15 or 20% that I understand, that's more than what the world understands right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still learning, still going
Right.
with the process and stuff like that. But what y'all talking about, it makes sense. And what we're going through as men right now, it's called Jacob's trouble
Right.
in the scriptures.
Right.
It's called Jacob's trouble. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, you know I love
Randy.
scripture too. So, brother on point, right? But you know, this so much of a beautiful topic, because standing up to me is like taking accountability. But when I see the word standing up, it's really like God created all us in our own unique way. So standing up to me means that you need to be your own unique self. Don't try to be something other than yourself. Standing up is you recognizing who you are and moving forward. Just like when the brother was talking about the Bible, he talking about the Bible in holy books is written and prophesized. So we walking into scripture right now.
Yeah.
So
We're living it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we
we're
live
living it.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, we need to do this, especially as men, without the fear of being judged, harassed, or accepted. Like you said, walk in the scriptures, know who you are. Don't look for acceptance, right? If someone judge you, they judge everybody.
Oh, most definitely.
Right.
And don't be afraid to move the way God created you to
Exactly.
move.
Right.
Don't
Exactly.
compromise yourself because of what's trending. I'm
Exactly.
not doing that.
I'm not ever.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't like my energy as a man, look the other way. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm walking in the room with it.
Exactly. And as a man, I'm okay with you not wanting to deal with me.
Yep.
That's okay. I'm a whole man. I'm gonna be all right.
Yep.
Right. That's cool. Don't hurt me or don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't hurt me or don't be no stumbling block against me. Just don't deal with me because you don't like me because of whatever I bring. You know what I'm saying? You don't like me for whatever reason. Cool. Okay. Just stay out my way and I'll stay out of yours.
Yeah.
That's what a man would do.
You know
what I'm saying?
You know what's so deep with that is that it's too many personalities in this world for everybody to get along with each other, because it's just the energy of other individuals.
Facts.
You know,
But that's the thing. See, I was talking about the scriptures. if we treat each other the way that we wanted to be treated, the personalities wouldn't have nothing to do with it.
Yes, sir.
we got bars that we set. You know what I'm saying? You can be however you want to be.
Right.
But as long as you treat me the way you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about how you live in your lifestyle. Just treat me the way you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Brother Ezra, they used to call that common respect. But today,
They used to call that like that.
that's not common. It's not common anymore.
Right.
It's just not. You know what I'm saying? Hall and Oates talked about this. I can't go for that. It's gonna be a point in any given relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fact.
I can be twice as nice. I can go for being this and that. But when it comes to that, can't go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
we have to be able to, like we were saying before the show, stand up and just be accountable and lay the boundary out. Be respectful with it. You know what I'm saying? Laying the boundary out. But it has to be laid. It's healthy. It's healthy.
It really has to be laid, and you said the key word. I'm gonna swing on that one. You have to have your boundary and your standards, right? And then you need to start within your home first, and then let that filter out to the community,
Right.
But
Yeah,
when you, I say with any type of relationship, right? Work relationship, personal relationship with your kids, you have to have your boundaries and your standards, and you have to stand strong on them. You have to stand strong on them.
Definitely.
Now, in this, some people may get left behind, but then they're going to learn how to respect someone else's boundaries the next time around. And this is the only way this thing's going to help and spread in our communities. That's the only way that I see. Now, you guys, if you feel different, let me know. But you have to stand strong on your standards. That's one way that we protect our families, right? We protect our families and our homes through our boundaries and standards. Now, today's society looks at it they look at it wrong. Now, they may say it's toxic masculine energy now, right?
Right.
No. You have a man that's standing strong on healthy boundaries and standards, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So,
I definitely agree with that, and I just want to make sure people that's listening they understand. You can call in. It's 313-266-2811. Get in on the conversation. You know, this ain't just us talking here, but we want to hear from y'all too and hear what y'all got to say. Because one of the Q that she texted in and said, "Although we can do all things, we need you." Like this is what you said earlier, Mr.
Yes,
Wright.
sir.
That's exactly what the scripture's talking about. I'm sorry, Paul.
No, you good.
That's
You good.
exactly
And
what the
that's part
scripture's
of-
talking about, bro.
Right.
It's a balance, man. The world has said that who's better, the woman or the man?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, according to how can I put it? According to certain elites a long time ago that had these underhanded plans for people, that's exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to put a number system in there so people would start competing and stuff. That's why you talk about who better, LeBron or Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make it. They both great.
That's true.
On any given day, they'll bust both our butts.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
On any given day. So there's that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But society has brought us against each other. Nah, we got to get back to understanding each other and understand and accountability.
Right.
I did wrong, babe. You did wrong, babe. Let's fix it.
Right.
Let's get back together because it's a lot of things against us that don't want us to be together because once we together we're great. You know what I'm saying? Like you brought up a song. What's my man name? Neo.
Right.
I'm a movement by myself.
Exactly.
But I'm a force when we're together. You see what I'm saying? We a force, bro. They
Right.
scared of us when we
Thank you.
together. That's why the society don't want us together, bro. They don't want us together because we cold when we
force.
together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We
sir.
cold.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. To what you was speaking to earlier, Brother Ezra, in regards to the scriptures, we live in recapitulation. We live in a repeat.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, what does that word mean?
It's like syndicated. It's like syndicated TV. We reliving the story all over again. You know what I'm saying? The Messiah said in Matthew, "As in the days of Noah, so shall
It be."
in the
Yeah.
coming of the Son of Man." You know what I'm saying? So what was going on way back then? Everything under the sun.
And it's worse now, bro.
Thanks.
It's worse now. Those scriptures say that it's worse
Yeah.
now. That's the first time the first time the Most High, he flooded the world with water. This time he's so pissed. Excuse my friend. He's so pissed that he said, "I'm burning it with fire this
Say
time." fire.
Say
Okay,
that.
he's hot, dog. He's hot, bro, because the world that we live in, they want all of the evilness. They want everything that feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that feels good. Nothing logical no more. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Nothing makes sense anymore. So I don't know if y'all might get, tagged about this, but you're not going to tell me that this is how you was born. But because you put on a certain type of clothes, I'm supposed to respect you as this, that, and the third.
Speak
not
the
gonna
truth.
do it. But
Gotta speak the
society will say that you wrong for that. You're toxic. You're toxic. You're masculine. No, I see a bird as a bird. Okay, I see a chicken as a chicken, and all that other stuff like that. You're not gonna tell me what I see logically is illogical because you wrote laws for it. Nah, not doing it. Not
Absolutely.
doing it. Not doing it.
I grew up in an age where Mr. Rogers was talking about a boy is a boy, a girl is a girl.
Yeah.
You understand? Come on.
No. Both you guys are so right. And what's having us live so far outside of Scripture is trends. What's trending?
Yeah.
So everybody want to do what's trending, and it's having us live outside the Scriptures.
Yeah, that's that point system. That's that
Right.
point system. I'm gonna look it up, but it was one of these guys. I forgot this guy's name, but he wrote a book and he said that's exactly how he was gonna separate people. The whole thing is that when you outnumbered and you want to conquer people, is divide them. So
Yes.
if you divide them and have them fighting amongst each other, you can just sit there and come along and say, hey, well, we can fix this and we can fix that when you was the whole problem. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. But I'm gonna find what this guy's name is. Albert Pike.
I think we got
Albert
a call.
Pike.
We got a call
That's his
coming
name.
on.
Coming through.
Hello, caller. Welcome to a Man's Edition. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, you are speaking with Vaquita Q Taylor.
What's up, Q?
What up, Q?
How you doing?
Hey,
What's up, kid?
thank you guys so much for holding down the men's edition. You guys are doing amazing. I do have a comment. I'm standing up and I'm being counted. I'm being counted as a woman who desires to understand men, to honor them and respect them. But one thing that I want to the main thing that I want to talk about is men understanding their worth. I know so much we have been taught, like, women, don't let a man do this, don't let a man do that, know your worth, know your worth. And then I'm not sure what men are getting taught on that side, but you should be taught the same thing. Know your worth, know who you are, knowing that you were made in the image of God, that your royalty, that would have you living your life a different way. That would have you responding a different way. That would have you having more discipline and more respect and honor for the women that are around you, which again, you creating the type of life that you want. So the balance, I feel like, comes with us knowing who we are in God and knowing that God is not outside of us, but God is inside of us. And I feel like once men start setting that standard and even spitting jewels and gems to women lovingly, it would change the dynamic. And I feel like the trajectory of this imbalance.
Okay,
I like
just
that.
to, I like that also. Just to answer your question, what are we being told? It's going to be different. All depends on if you came out of a single family home by with just your mom there. You may have heard a lot about respect women, love women, and you may have not necessarily had a conversation about how to love and respect yourself as a man. It may be different at your home, but I just believe it all depends on what type of home life you came out of. So a lot of guys are not hearing this. Once again, they're just hearing just to validate right along with women about their value.
Right.
Yeah. It definitely needs to be the other way around too.
Facts.
And we just need to push that moving forward.
Yeah. Now, what she talking about, like I was saying, is scripture. You see what I'm saying? Ever since we were little, we have been effeminized and we have been taught to hate the black woman. Okay, we have been incentivized to be pimps. We have been incentivized to be Macs. You know what I'm saying? We have been incentivized to be gangsters and all this other stuff like that, leaving her behind. You see what I'm saying? When you 50 Cent, you done got shot 9 times and all that other stuff like that. They give you $500 million contracts. You know what I'm saying? When you calling females the B word and calling them out their name all day long, they give you money for that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So when we see that all the time as little guys, they already done took the role models out of the house. They done took the role models out of the house. They done got them. They put them in jail. They got them hooked on drugs. They got them unemployed. They got them looking like somebody you don't respect. You know what I'm saying? Even though these guys got a whole bunch of knowledge and stuff like that, but they put them in a position where visually you see them in a position of non-respect. You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
When it's hard to learn how to navigate yourself as a man when you seeing all this stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to have that in you, bro. Like with me, for instance, okay? I seen all that, but it was something in me that's saying it wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere in the world you telling me that, you know what I'm saying, you got all these females and this, that, and the third, and everything is just lovely. Nah, I'm 6, 7 years old listening to y'all, and I ain't believing this because it don't sound right. You see what I'm saying? So you have to have it in you from beginning that something ain't right, and I want to fix it. Myself, I seen my mother not being loved right by men. So the first thing that I did was like, you know, when I find me a woman that I love and she loved me back, the same love that my mother was showing towards these guys, when I see that, then I'll love on her. That's how I end up getting married. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, I want to put in something with that. But the thing you're saying is so important is because when guys messing up, you know, the part of the show is stand up and be counted. Right. It's okay to mess up. Yeah. That's what people have not been taught. You know, it's unfortunate that you go places and you find out like, oh, I messed up. Right. But I can actually turn my 180. Exactly. I don't have to be stuck once I figure it out in my head, because I might think this is what it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be macking, pimping, whatever, having different girlfriends. Right. And my man telling me, man, but I'm really not listening. I'm like, man, you kind of a sucker because, you know, I got 2, 3 women. Right. But in reality, it started to click in one day, and I'm saying, bro, stand up. It's cool that you did all that. That's a part of your history. We all have a past. We all have done things in life. But the minute you catch on, it's your obligation as a man to say, I'm done. I did that. I'm put that to bed, and I'm moving to the next. Because that's what's happening in the world today. People are getting stuck. Men are stuck in situations, think this is the only situation I can be in.
Yeah, and that's what I say about incentivized.
Y'all gonna help them doing these type of shows. So I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna let y'all leave.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right, have a nice evening. It's one thing I want to share. I share with my children all the time, and I had to believe it into my life. And they may have did something around the house, or broken something, and I always tell them mistakes are allowed. Right. But I said, just don't stay there.
Right.
Sure.
So as I grew as a man, I had to remind myself of the same thing. Right? I had to remind myself recently, like, Fred, mistakes are allowed. Don't stay there. Learn from it, change from it.
Right.
Like you said, do that 180 and then spread that word and let people know mistakes are allowed in life. That's where wisdom come from. That's where your knowledge come from, right?
Yes, sir.
Society have you think, especially if you're a black man and you make a mistake, it's over.
Exactly.
Right.
It is over. Right. Your life is done.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then some people fall back on drugs, any type of addiction, because they just feel like society says done for me. They label me. No. Right. No, you just had an experience, and from that experience, share and grow. Randy?
You know what Quita was saying. I just want to chime in and respond to that a little bit. You know, this is true that a woman can't raise a man like a man can.
Right.
But I must give credit to my mother for being a single mother, raising a young male. Right. It's really, really hard to raise a young male, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah,
right, in society,
almost impossible
because it's a lot of pressure.
And I got 2 of them.
There's a lot of pressure in that, right? But we got to give the women credit. So I don't want to move forward without. Now, far as what Q was saying, first and foremost, like we gravitate towards what we see as young men. So if we don't have a father figure in the household,
You
we
ain't trying to
gravitate
be
towards what we see. And that's the environment that we are living in, as far as drug dealers and,
Yeah.
thieves.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
so we tend to grow up and imitate what we see, right? That's why, like in the school system, they never implemented certain black men that was upstanding and upholding,
Exactly.
right? Like they always used to mention Martin Luther King. Like that was the only individual that they really focused on. Right, Martin Luther King. They never focused on Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? W.D. Du Bois, and Frederick Douglass, and
See, when they did focus on Martin Luther King, they blew his head off. So there's that. Because Martin, he had got to a point. He understood that. He said it in one of his. You can probably YouTube it. He said it himself. I fear that I led my people into a burning house. All that turn the other cheek and let's integrate and all that other stuff like that. He was wrong about that.
Yes, he was.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. No, I don't hate to say it. I love to say it. If we was to be over here, okay, you take everybody that look like us and melanated and stuff like us, and we over here and we got our own set of rules, it'd be a whole different type of society. You see what I'm saying? Because now we have standards. Everybody that I know, even if we'll say they're ghetto, even when I go visit my ghetto relatives or whatever, they still have a standard. They have a standard, okay? We dealing with people that's outside of our standards, that deals in all type of debauchery, and they're in charge, so they pumping it to us all day long. You know what I'm saying? From the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, they just all type of craziness. You know what I'm saying? The unbalance. They survive on us being unbalanced. Okay, they survive on us being unbalanced. Okay, that's how they can tell how rich they are by how poor we are. That's how they can tell how happy they are by unhappy we are. You see what I'm saying? And we make ourselves unhappy because we live by their standard. We don't have what they have, so I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not living the life that they live in, so I'm unhappy. Nah, it's about focusing in on what you have. Okay, concentrating on that and giving all the respect in the world to the Most High God that you have that, because you can have less. Guarantee it. You can have less. You see what I'm saying? And it can be more than just, man against woman and stuff like that. You can really be falling down a hole. That's man and woman. You can really be falling down a hole and nobody wants to help you. We all want to help each other, but we don't know how to talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? We not coming to the table and saying that this is what's wrong with me, and you know what I'm saying, I don't know how to fix it. If that's the situation.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a very good analogy, but I look at it too. I'm gonna add to that to say, when I was in prison, I always say this is the most utopian society I've ever been in. The reason why is because people had to get along. So it went further than just us getting along, but also too as a community.
Right.
As a community, we had to get along because if certain things didn't happen, we had to stand up. Food strikes, so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
I say that because as a society, it baffles me that even in the smaller little ghetto communities, my yard will be clean, but his won't. But we allow him to not have his yard clean. Not to say I'm supposed to go over there and say anything to the brother no more than, hey, if you need some help, I'll help you.
Exactly.
I'll help you.
I'll do it.
Matter of fact, if I got extra money, because I've done this before, I got the other person grass cut, and the guy kept saying, why you get my grass cut? I said, because your grass looks like my grass. Both ways. If you're not getting your grass cut, that's it. Because as men, that's why I say, when the stand-up got to go so much further in the community, because we looking at stuff one way. Some things we ain't gonna be able to get back. Yeah. And a lot of things you talking about, Brother Israel, we're not gonna be able to get back just because it's not popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But the other side of that is, but it's certain things that you can do because you have the financial ability to do certain things that'll change how that Brother Wright look at you. That'll change how Randy X look at you.
Right.
And you can't be worried about whether or not he ain't gonna do it for you.
Right.
Because that's the first thing I hear a lot of people, well, he ain't going to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it because he's doing it.
Exactly. That's that golden rule.
I'm doing it for blessings.
Do unto others that you would like done to yourself.
Exactly, bro.
Hey, look, I just want to say this, though, right? like how we talking right now and we building right now. That's me, and a lot of individuals don't even know what a stand-up man truly is.
That's true.
Right. And the reason why is because, us as men, a lot of us, our pride and egos are in the way. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to come to one of our brothers, right, and ask them for help, and ask them how is this supposed to be did? How is this supposed to be done?
Right.
We don't do that with each other, right? Because we already, listen, when you used to be in a certain way for so long, you don't think it's a norm. But
Exactly.
you don't think it's something wrong with
Right.
their thinking process. We talking about the mental. We talking about the mental, right? People don't think that they have a problem in how they carry themselves, how they respond.
Absolutely.
Listening is a skill. Like
Yes,
I
it
found
is.
that out when I was in college. I'm seriously. I found that out when I took communications in college. I really thought that I had the proper listening skills and communication skills, and I actually didn't once I was going through that course, right? But the more and more I studied that curriculum and, taking on help for other men, I was able to become a better listener, to be able to identify and working towards what a real stand-up man is. We think that drug dealers and certain type of way of lifestyles is real men, but money don't make you no man. Your principles, your morals, your values makes you a man. So a lot of us really say that we want this queen, this beautiful queen, and these beautiful queens saying that they want these handsome kings, right? But we haven't got ourselves together. So, like, you miss out on your blessings when you haven't really took the time out to study self, to learn how to be responsible, learn how to have manageable skills. But you need to go and ask the individual that you jam with every day. That's why we say like mind. You're supposed to surround yourself with like-minded individuals.
I agree with you. And just to go back a little bit, you have something you want to add, Mr. Ray?
Brother Randy, just real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I think you said it best earlier when you said to Brother Ezra, everybody's not going to accept us. Everybody's not going to be drawn to us. And we got to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Our gravitational pull is not going to be pulling every celestial being, if you would. You know what I'm saying? Because we are stars out here, maneuvering around in the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Yes, sir.
We are celestial beings too. So everybody not going to gravitate to us. We got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
And knock the dust off our feet and go to the next house. You know what I'm saying? Because these are houses we walking in. They just temporary abodes for our souls. You know what I'm saying? And we just communing with one another's souls out here. You know what I'm saying? I like to call myself a soldier in the Salvation Army.
Okay.
So I wasn't, like I said, like I started off the show, I'm Mr. Right. I'm not always wrong, but I wasn't always right either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to take accountability for that. You know what I mean? And in doing that, blessings came back. When I stood up and I took accountability. It's all right to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Brothers, we gonna do that. If you a player in the game, you gonna make a mistake.
Yeah.
And it's all right. Just stand up and take accountability.
And what you're talking about, Mr. Wright, that from Scripture, what you're talking about is everybody not gonna be on the same page as we on. Okay, that's what Christ said. Everybody ain't gonna be on the same page we on. So He's looking for that remnant. Okay, He already said that 90% of the world is not gonna make it. 90% of the world. Okay, it's billions of people out here. Billions of people are not gonna make it because they absolutely love living outside of rules. They can build themselves. They can. They all about the money. Okay, they all about the money. We all about the balance of how things supposed to be. They using money and stuff to make them happy. It don't matter how much money all of us at this table will make. If we don't have balance in our life, we'll be unhappy, bro.
All day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We'll be unhappy.
And I just wanted to go back to what you were saying and how society doesn't know what a stand-up man looks like. Because what's trending is if you're spending the most money, you're a stand-up man. Right?
Yeah, that's what's trending, right?
Right.
That's what's hot.
We were just saying. So they have no idea what a stand-up man look like. So if you go with what's trending, and we're going to talk about the ladies, they're not coming for you. Those guys, they that spending the money, now they'll experience you, you know, but they ain't coming for you.
Right.
They ain't coming to marry you, right?
Yeah.
So the one thing you desire, you have to change that up. And I would tell the men around here right now, continue to be stand up. Stand up is having accountability, right? Not just for yourself, but for your home and for your family. If you walk in purpose, I do believe that the money will come, right? But we have to reintroduce this thing about what a stand-up man looks like, right? A lot of people may say, oh, a stand-up man is boring. He's not exciting, right? Well, the ones that are spending the money, they're exciting for the evening. See you in the morning. Deuces. You know what I'm saying?
I had an analogy to that, but go ahead, Roger.
Right.
Go ahead.
So just to go back to what you're saying, they have no idea what a stand-up man looks like. Right. I've listened to women that work in different environments, and they kind of want that thuggy guy. They said it's exciting.
But even that, it ain't nothing wrong with that when he has purpose.
If he has
Yeah,
purpose.
because see, the thing about it is, the woman wants something that they quote unquote, you know, is fascinating, intrigues them, and that's cool. But then at the same time, you got to ask yourself, the woman got to ask herself and say, is this something that I want past tomorrow? 'Cause this tonight is cool, but tomorrow is some whole other thing.
Yeah. Do I want to make children with him?
Exactly.
Do I want to build a life with him?
Exactly.
Can I follow up under his leadership and stuff? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's
He
hold on
thuggy.
now.
He
No,
thuggy.
that's just where I was going with it. So thank you for finishing it, because they're not building with you, right? And any building starts with a structure. It starts with a foundation. It doesn't happen overnight. And because of how we live in a society right now, it has to be quick and fast. So they kind of like that lifestyle, quick, fast money, you know. So I would have people to step back and know that if you want to build with someone, it's going to start with a foundation. And the foundation has to settle. You know, you have to settle before you put anything on it.
Right.
It'll get foundational cracks in it. Right.
But dig the science behind that. If you building something, you gotta do the science to make sure the foundation is together.
That part right
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
That part right
so the
there.
foundation got to be straight before you even start building, bro. Oh man, it's
Research.
science.
You know what's so different? Research.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna say this, and
Oh,
I'm gonna go
man.
ahead and pass it. We gotta. I'm gonna pass it back to you, Randy. I'm the number one thing that just came to my mind. We have to stop. People used to chase, they say, fool's gold, right? Now they tracing trends, and by the time you get this trend, it's another one the next morning. Don't want everybody confused.
Yep.
You know, they got you out here running for something. It's like greed. You can never have enough, and that's what the trends are.
Albert Pike, that was the name that I was thinking of. Albert Pike, he had said a long time ago that these Illuminati cats, they was gonna set up a whole bunch of systems and stuff, and the system that they set up that's running today is those likes, them heart bubbles, and all that other stuff like that. They said that they was gonna have a scale where people was gonna judge themselves by how good they was doing. People go on vacation and they can't have fun unless they taking 55 pictures every other minute and seeing how many likes and heart bubbles and stuff. Then they like, okay, I must be having fun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bro,
that's me.
it was planned. It was planned, bro. It was planned, man. This is crazy. It was planned.
You know,
Amen.
you know
Go
what
ahead.
though, brothers? You know, a lot of different relationships, like we talked about the foundation, it be built off falsehood from the gate. People come right into the relationship or trying to even establish something with a woman, and the woman establishing something with a man on a lie.
Yeah.
It comes into the whole foundation as a lie from the beginning.
From when we was babies.
So a person
Walt
lying,
Disney.
right? A person lying, but as we could go back, man, I understand where you hitting it now.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
see?
Now we could go back, but you know, all our life, you know, as growing up in the urban community, was built on a lie.
Facts.
right? So it's really kind of hard for us men to identify what a real man is, because we was taught from a young age a lot of falsehood about the identity of a black man.
Yeah, that's
what the identity of a black man look like.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
you got to have it in you.
You really got to have it in you, right, to be able to understand, right? Understand what the true and the lie is, right? But listen, like in the Bible, whenever a old lady is mentioned or whenever a child is mentioned, right, it's talking about the innocence of an individual, right? But God is also talking about humbling a person. You got to humble. So whenever he mentioned a child and a grandparent, right, that because us as a society, who do we protect first? The old ladies and the little baby. Right. So if we all out here gambling and doing something, right, that we don't want our little child or grandmother to see, we keep them away from that. Boy, get out of here. Right? That's why our mothers used to tell us as a young age, and you heard what I just said, right? Our mothers, because the father wasn't in the household. Exactly. Our mothers used to keep that away from them because they was trying to teach us all the knowledge that they knew, right? That was going against the grain of us deviating to a different type of lifestyle growing up, and things like that. You know, so they was trying to teach us the best of their ability. That's why I got to give credit to my mother, and I understand that I made a mistake in my life. But this show is called "Stand Up and Be Counted," right? Yes. Throughout my journey in incarceration, right, I had to man up. Yeah. See, I thought that I was, you know, a adult at that time. I was 24 when I first got locked up, and they offered me a cop to 7.5 years, right? But I was immature in my thinking at that time because I still had slickness in me, and I think that I could maneuver around things and all that, right? So as this show is, it's called Stand Up. See, now I understand what stand up really means because I took accountability in the midst of my journey in my incarceration. I did triple that time. See how pride gets you all messed up, brother? They offered me 7 years by me not being able to man up and take accountability as a man because I didn't know what a man was, brother.
Pride is exactly
my pride killed me. So I did 3 times that. I did 21 years and could have just took a cop to 7 years, but my pride was in the way, right? Because I wasn't willing to accept and take accountability at that time in my life, but it wasn't for that because I know that God protects people and sees the future. Exactly. So I probably wouldn't have been here if I wouldn't have, you know, if I'd have took the 7 years and, you know, a lot of people then got killed and a lot of things that happened in the universe.
Yeah, we got so, you know, I look at things,
things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason, brother.
And scripturally, pride is how Satan failed. Okay, he was, in case a lot of people didn't know it, he didn't want to worship Adam. That was the thing. Michael had came and said, "Hey, it's time for us to go worship Adam. He created, he done. It's time to go worship." Satan said, "I'm not doing it." No, pride, and he got kicked out. He knew everything that was gonna happen, but because of his pride, he didn't want to face that. He didn't want to admit that. I should say he gonna face it, but he didn't want to admit it. You see what I'm saying? And pride and vanity has a lot to do with the destruction of the males nowadays. Okay, males nowadays are all about the vanity. Okay, it's all about looking like you play the role. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to be once you looking like you that role. Now when the woman that you hunting for, you finally catch her and she expecting you to play that role. Now you looking stupid because that ain't what your role is. You see what I'm saying? Now you mad at her talking about what she ain't doing and what she doing and how she making you feel. No, you said you was this, and she took it as that. And then when you finally got her, you wasn't that. So now she mad, like, hold on, this is false advertisement, and you're mad at her because she recognized your false advertising. No, we not doing that.
You know,
that's pride. That's pride. We not doing that.
You know, that's really deep, right? Because a lot of us ask God and pray to God for different things and different individuals, but we really not ready for that blessing at this time in our life, right?
We overwhelmed.
So we end up when you do that though, When you do that, you miss out on your blessing because you really not have prepared yourself for what you were asking God for.
Absolutely.
And then I just add this in, because once you do that, what Brother Israel said, Brother Randy X said, now you got to say, you know what? I done messed up. Hey, babe, look, I really am broke. That's a rental car. I'm leasing it. Whatever the case may be, come to terms with it, brother.
Yeah,
Don't keep living the lie.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Pride coming before the fall. You
Let it go, bro. I can't. You just feel right into what I wanted to say a couple minutes ago. That pride, but the accountability is so strong. It's so strong, you know.
100%.
And it's something that I think everybody struggles with for some reason, because now if I have accountability, I'm not looking so correct.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking so correct right now, right? So I think we all deal with it, men and women. I think that's really big right now with people with accountability is at an all-time low. It's at an all-time low. You know, so I agree with what everybody was saying. We're going to be winding down, but then I wanted to, real quick, when we originally talked, you had a show topic. Remember what it was?
Yup.
And just a few words, a couple minutes, just touch on that, because this kind of will roll into what we're talking about also.
All right. The term that you're touching on is emasculated. And that's what I see what's happening now right before our eyes. The male is being emasculated.
Absolutely.
But the women are crying out for us to be accountable and stand
Absolutely.
up for,
Yep.
hey, whatever we did wrong, just make amends to it.
Yep.
That's what they want. But once we do that, once we level the playing field and everything, you know what I'm saying? Now we can't make those offenses one to another again.
Absolutely.
We can't back down from our boundaries. We got to stand up to that boundary and be accountable for what we set. That means we have to be. Though it's expectations that come with that. You know what I'm saying? That they're looking for. All right. So we got now we in lead position. You got to have something in you. That's what you said in the beginning, brother.
Yes.
You have to have. It has to be
it gotta
in you.
be in you. Yeah.
So you have to have some type of equity in your soul. When I mean equity, it means value. You got to have some type of integrity. Contrite spirit goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? If you have a contrite spirit, the scriptures talk about that, having a contrite spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
And being forgiven
You
for
just
it. You
dropping
know,
words I don't know nothing about. I'm gonna have to read something.
Bro,
He killing me. Wait a minute.
humble. Humble.
Okay.
Gotta be humble out here. You know what I'm saying? Just to what y'all brothers already saying. You know what I'm saying? But having a humble spirit, that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Absolutely.
hey, I don't know what's in your house. You don't know what's in my house until we open the door up. You know what I mean? But every house has, what I've learned is every house has pretty much the same thing going on in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And knowing that, we should be able to look at each other without judgment and say, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you with that load. You know what I mean? Come on, let's roll.
Yeah.
And be able to build with one another and be able to help one another and lift one another.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think humbleness is very attractive. Quality in a person, very attractive.
Honesty is a very, that was one of the biggest things I did when I came home and decided to get my queen, whatever. I was very honest with everybody, men and women.
Absolutely.
And the thing about honesty that I love is that honesty allowed me to take some people away from me and bring other people closer to me. And that's why I say standing up for me is honesty.
But I love it. But before you can approach the honesty, you have to have a humble heart.
Correct.
Because that pride won't let you approach honesty.
100%.
So you have to humble yourself first, even to be honest, to speak whatever words you need to speak about your situation.
True.
But that pride will have you stay miles away from honesty. So I do agree with you. Those kind of go, for me, they go hand in hand.
They definitely go hand in hand.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? The word "stand up" to me has really been shouting out this whole time was integrity. I really love that word integrity, bro. Real talk, though. Because it's not what you will do when you're around someone. It's what you're going to do when ain't nobody around.
Ain't nobody.
And only you and God know if you're being true to yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Only you and God know if you're being true to yourself. And a lot of people, right, be hurting inside, killing themselves inside because they know they haven't been doing the right thing to themselves.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? When you ain't true to yourself, brother, you going to live an unbalanced life because you constantly, like in the Bible, where Jacob was wrestling with himself all night, popped his hip out of the socket. It's talk about he constantly was wrestling with himself, bro.
Absolutely.
Like what we do all day, every day. We constantly fighting and wrestling with ourselves, our thoughts.
Yeah.
We know what's the difference between right and wrong, brother.
And I like that you.
Come on now.
I like that we're going to be wrapping it up soon.
Hey.
But I like that you brought up integrity because the one thing you said is, and we all know to be true, integrity is what you're doing when no one's around, right? So picture this. When somebody don't have integrity right in front of you, that is not you do not want to turn that red flag green. They right in front of you with no integrity. Just imagine what they gonna do with your back turn, man. You see what I'm saying? I can't even deal with you.
And you know what's so deep
I
with
can't
that,
deal
though?
with you
Real
after
talk,
that.
though. You know what? Real talk. What's so deep with that is that we love. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "Love your brother more than he hate himself." So what you saying, like with individuals that you love, don't have integrity in front of you, but you love them so hard that you still be willing to give them a chance because you want the best for them as you want for yourself. Knowing you about to bust your head, he about to bust your head and my head, brother. But you love them so much, you willing to compromise what you stand on yourself because of the love is so strong.
No, not. You know, I'll be honest about it. I had to grow out of that, but where I'm at right now, and we're gonna be wrapping up soon. Then we'll go around the table if anything you guys want to share with the listening audience.
We got a couple people, Chef. Shay Anderson said, "Just be real."
Yes.
We got Ari Bass. She said, "Being humble comes first." So you know, people out there they listen to what we're saying. They coming
absolutely.
back to
All
it.
right,
We appreciate what y'all saying too.
And we're going to go around the table because we only got a few minutes, but I just want to share a couple of things that stood out in this episode, and that's accountability, right? Oh. And standing, and I'm going to talk to the men right now because it's going to benefit the women and stuff in the long run. You have to stand strong on your healthy boundaries, and this comes from life experiences, right? So that's something you never want to compromise on. You know what I'm saying? And some people gonna miss the train on it. You know how you in the movie, they running for the train? You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't cross your boundaries. And you got a train leaving the station.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sir.
Catch the next one. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I like to tell a man out there, it's okay. I know what society is trying to say. Stand strong on your boundaries, healthy boundaries and standards in your home, your relationships with your family. Anything you'd like to say? We got a couple minutes.
Yes, sir. Well, I just want to say we appreciate everybody for listening. I want to thank all the brothers for coming in, and discussing this, having a dialogue about standing up as us men supposed to do. First and foremost, I want to tell y'all, this is Randy X. I take accountabilities for my actions, right? A lot of men don't know how to say, I apologize, right? So that's my advice to anybody that's listening right now. It's all right to apologize, brother. That's a healing process within yourself when you apologize and man up.
Okay. You got anything you would like to add, Mr. Roy?
Yep. Man, I lost my thought.
You want me to come back to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought right quick.
Real quick, I just want to say, for me, it's about being honest and being transparent. The more that you're transparent and the more that honest you be with your mate and with your friends, you're going to see a different person grow inside of you.
Okay. Brother.
I want to say it's all about balance. Okay, it's all about absolute balance. We have to be accountable. Okay, if you did wrong, you did wrong. Apologize for it. Sometimes your apology might not be accepted, but that's a healing process. Like you said, that's a healing process. I tried, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day you'll come around and stand a third, another than that. But long story short, we need each other. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of people talk about women being submissive and stuff like that. If he not submissive to God, don't be submissive to him. Simple as that.
real.
And you can tell by his actions. You can tell how he treat people, and his integrity when no one is looking and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you choose them.
All right.
We're going to end out with you, and then you wrap it up for